You saw the title? Homes for Pennies. Real, legal, tempting. But here's the catch. Those tiny price tags hide five-figure rehab bills in neighborhoods where demand quietly left years ago. Today, we're counting down 15 places where the listing looks like a steal and the spreadsheet looks like a trap. We'll show you why a $1 house can turn into a $100,000 project, how taxes and probate stall your move-in, and why vacancies pile up far from where people actually need housing. Stay, and you'll leave knowing which deals are warning signs and which few can be salvaged. Number 1. Japan. Japan's Akiya look like a cheat code. Millions of vacant homes, some listed for a token price, plus grants dangling like coupons. Sounds dreamy until you meet the neighborhood. Aging residents, shuttered shops, the school merged 2 towns over, and the last train home is basically early bird special hours. But here's the catch. Titles can have a family tree attached, multiple heirs, missing paperwork, years of back and forth. Renovation isn't paint and vibes. It's seismic retrofits, termite repairs, and traditional timber that drinks money. Local taxes still arrive. Jobs? Mostly concentrated in Tokyo and Osaka, so demand drained out. Municipal Akiya banks try to match buyers and grants help, but 6-figure rehabs swallow them whole. Torch $80,000 to $150,000 fast, with thin resale prospects. Number 2. Detroit, Michigan. Detroit looks like a clearance rack for houses. The land bank lists properties for $1 and drops auctions that feel like coupon day. You think, easy entry, instant equity. It's real, it's happening. But here's the catch. Utilities are dead, copper is gone, roofs cave. Insurance and property taxes keep charging rent on an empty shell. Empty blocks mean weak comps, slow services, and higher carry risk. Century-old houses need full systems, electric, plumbing, HVAC, before you even pass inspection. Rehab blows past $100,000 fast. Then layer delinquent taxes, code violations, even pending demo orders. Number 3. Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland will flirt with your wallet. Century homes, bay windows, a price that looks like an iPhone trade-in. But here's the catch. Lead pipes and lead paint push you into specialized crews. Basements wick water like a hobby, so waterproofing and drainage show up with comma prices. Shell condition? Banks tap out. You're paying cash, and cash burns in winter when you still need insulation, windows, and a real furnace. Number 4. Buffalo, New York. Buffalo listings look friendly. Big porches, wide rooms, tiny prices. You think, steal. It's real, it's happening. But here's the catch. Winter shows up swinging. Lake effect dumps stack on roofs, forming ice dams that force meltwater under shingles. Old supply lines freeze and burst. Every season is a stress test for framing that was never insulated for Arctic moods. So you buy for $20,000 and meet the upgrades. Dense pack insulation, sealed windows, modern HVAC sized for real cold. Those are survival costs, not profit plays. Hyper-local demand rules. Near hospitals and campuses, units move. 2 blocks over, long-term empties and slow rent-ups. Let that sink in. Number 5. St. Louis, Missouri. St. Louis flexes those museum-grade brick facades. Arched windows, cornices, the whole vibe. You think postcard, you think deal. But here's the catch. Unreinforced masonry plus decades of neglect equals spalling faces, bowed walls, and water sneaking in through every hairline. That's not caulk money. That's scaffold, lintel, and tuck-pointing money. Specialists, permits, and delays. Number 6. Baltimore, Maryland. Baltimore sells the dream cheap. Dollar homes, vacants to value headlines, the whole underdog arc. You think, low buy-in, sweat equity, quick flip. But here's the catch. Title clouds and liens stall closings for months. You get a shell with no back wall and a tarp where a roof should be. Contractors cherry-pick simpler gigs. Your bid sits. Row house rehab is its own sport. Shared roof lines mean one sag pulls others, and party wall disputes can freeze work. Alley access limits dumpsters, deliveries, even utility trenching. Lead abatement? Common, pricey, and non-negotiable. Number 7. Youngstown, Ohio. Youngstown did something bold. It right-sized. Fewer houses, more green space, tighter footprint. Sounds strategic until you walk a block where every third lot is grass and the streetlights feel optional. But here's the catch. When whole streets thin out, services follow. Slower plows, fewer buses, longer waits. Buyer pools shrink. Demolition cleared blight, but demand splintered. Rehab still runs near 6 figures, while many ARVs top out around $60,000. Let that sink in. Number 8, Gary, Indiana. Gary's prices whisper opportunity. The mills on the horizon whisper, careful. You can buy a house for the cost of a used couch, but the map is littered with vacancies, and that spreads like weeds. But here's the catch. Deindustrialization left brownfields and inspection hurdles. Banks shy away, so you pay cash, then pay again for repairs. Rentals swing feast or famine with fast turnover and long vacancy gaps. Crime perception drags appraisals. Insurance quotes come in spicy. After repair values lag because near Chicago doesn't equal Chicago demand. Number 9. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh flexes the Renaissance headlines. Tech payrolls, coffee shops, shiny bike lanes. You see a cheap fixer and think, easy win. But here's the catch. That bargain often clings to a hillside with a retaining wall that's losing the argument with gravity. Landslide risk isn't a vibe. The county maps flag whole slopes. Utility guts add pain. Rewiring a century-old with knob and tube runs about $8,000 to $15,000. And sewer laterals love to crumble at $5,000 to $10,000 before anyone touches drywall. Number 10. Scranton, Pennsylvania. Scranton looks affordable and famous. TV jokes aside, listings tease low prices and front porches for the cost of a scooter. Sounds like a layup, but here's the catch. Wages lag, people leave. Turn-of-the-century homes hide roof rot, leaning porches, and foundations that make lenders nope out. Conventional mortgages won't touch shells, and FHA needs livable condition you won't find at these prices. Number 11, Kangbashi District, China. Welcome to Kangbashi, a district built like a sci-fi set. Museums, boulevards, high-rises, then long pauses between neighbors. It was planned as a flagship hub. It looked finished before people arrived. But here's the catch. Units weren't cheap to build, yet resale demand lagged. Investors parked money first. Residents didn't follow at scale. Infrastructure beat community to the finish line, so you get lights on with few windows lit. Carrying costs keep ticking while tenants stay scarce. Satellite studies flagged significant vacancies, and speculative construction overshot organic demand. Policy shifts cooled flipping, cutting exits. Developers still hold keys to pricing and releases, so owners have little leverage. Number 12, Eisenhüttenstadt, Germany. Eisenhüttenstadt was built as a model steel city. Then reunification hit, the steelworks downsized, and workers left. Apartments stayed, paychecks didn't. But here's the catch. There's plenty of housing, not plenty of young talent. Rents are low for a reason. Fewer jobs, older demographics, thin upside. Most stock is Plattenbau, concrete blocks that need modernization. Elevators, insulation, windows, plumbing. Renovating means strict codes and tight approvals. Meanwhile, the city shrank, so schools merged, clinics consolidated, bus lines thinned. Number 13. Rural Spain, Castilla y León. medieval villages in Castilla. León tease you with stone cottages for pocket change. Postcard views, quiet plazas, keys that cost less than a phone upgrade. Sounds like a win, but here's the catch. Hospitals consolidated, schools closed, and broadband stutters on windy days. You'll need a car for groceries, a car for the clinic, a car for everything. That cute cottage? New roof, traditional lime mortar, and a mason who's booked until harvest. Number 14. Southern Italy, Calabria, Sicily villages. Southern Italy's €1 houses went viral. Sun, alleys, drone shots, influencers posting keys like they want a game show. You pay a coin, you get a deed. Sounds like a hack. But here's the catch. Contracts demand renovations on a clock, often 12 to 36 months, plus a €5,000 to €10,000 security deposit you lose if you miss deadlines. Heritage codes rule the facade. Paperwork runs in Italian, sometimes dialect. Number 15. Northern England, former industrial towns. Northern England's former mill and mining towns sell terraces for the price of a mid-tier smartphone. You see a front door and a tiny mortgage. It's real. It's happening. But here's the catch. Low wages and thin rental demand mean damp proofing, double glazing, and a new boiler eat your yield. Some streets have more to let signs than neighbors, so voids drag on. Then the fees hit. Council tax on empties, selective licensing, and EPC targets that force upgrades.